Welcome, and here we go again. And today on the channel, I will be taking a look at how the Timeless Child reveal will affect the future of Doctor Who. Now, I have already touched on my thoughts of the Timeless Child, both in my Timeless Children review and in my video that I published a few weeks ago, where I delved into my thoughts about the reveal. I think that must have been about a month ago, maybe more than that. But today I'm going to be taking a look at how it will affect the future of the show, because the future of the show is very unpredictable, not just in terms of when the next series will be released, because obviously everything that's going on has probably pushed back the planned release date for the series, but also because we've got a very a series which took us to very unexpected places. I think Series 12, if you asked us at the end of Series 11 how the worlds of Doctor Who would look like after Series 12, it wouldn't look like the way it was put out there. So today I'll be taking a look at how it affected how it will affect the worlds of Doctor Who in the future. First of all, I'll talk about regeneration. Now, Jodie Whittaker, we don't know when she'll regenerate. I'll probably do a video about when I think she should regenerate and when I think she will regenerate, and stuff like that, and my thoughts of Jodie as the Doctor and everything like that. But I feel like because of this reveal, regeneration is a bit of a novelty, because we now know that the Doctor is basically immortal and that they can regenerate a sort of an infinite amount of times. Therefore, when the Doctor's put in a really dangerous situation and her life is put at threat, we're now going to have it that she could just die and then, have a new form. And that's just a bit stupid, because at all times that the Doctor's not going to die. There's no limitations anymore. And that's the part of this reveal that I hate, as I said on my video a few weeks ago. So I expect at some point there'll be something which will slightly retcon the reveal because of the backlash, which will mean that the future is not quite so affected by all of this. Now, I think this reveal will still be in place. I think everything that happened won't be retconned, at least not in the Chibnall era. I think maybe a future showrunner will come along maybe and retcon it. But I think maybe there'll be something put in place which will restore those limitations of the Doctor's regeneration. Because otherwise, I know it secures the show's longevity, but it's not going to go on forever. So they need to put those limitations in. Otherwise, there's not really any kind of threat. As I mentioned in my Series 13 video, I feel like Series 13's story arc will be about the Doctor trying to find her own kind, which I think we'll meet a few of them. I think we'll learn a bit about that home planet and her own kind. And I think maybe they'll be posed as a threat, or maybe the Doctor will be posed as a threat to them. I don't know. Or maybe there'll be some sort of war going on. I don't know. Really don't know. Maybe they'll be the new Time Lords and they'll rebuild the Gallifreyan society. I don't know. But I think Series 13 will be heavily affected in terms of its story arc by the Doctor trying to find her own kind, trying to find out who she really is. And I think, and this is theory, but I think maybe we could have the Doctor try to find the redacted parts of the Matrix, because I feel like that was there for a reason. That it was told that there was a huge part of the Doctor's story redacted in the Matrix. So I feel like maybe we'll get a bit of an answer to what happened then. I think there's probably more to that than meets the eye, and I think either the Master's still hiding something from her, or the Time Lords are hiding something more than we know. I think also, obviously, one of the main points about how the future will be affected is the Ruth Doctor. I think we'll meet the Ruth Doctor again. I think we have to, otherwise her sort of contribution to the show will be a bit pointless, a bit lackluster, which is a shame because she's such a great character and I'd love to see her again. It'd be a shame to put Jo Martin to waste. But I think because Jo Martin's now canonically a Doctor, it seems, because she appeared on that Big Night In thing. I feel like we're going to see her again, and I feel like she will have played quite a big part in the remainder of the Whittaker era. And I think that's how this reveal will affect it in the most part. I think at some point we'll see her regenerate into the First Doctor. I think we're gonna sort of see Jo Martin and her adventures and what she gets up to and her approach to things and the contrast with Jodie's Doctor. And I think, potentially that could be the main aspect that this reveal affects in the future. And I think maybe that's the reason why this reveal was done, to put Ruth there. And let's get this straight. If Ruth doesn't return, and if this Timeless Child reveal was for nothing and it doesn't affect the future at all, which I think it will affect the future, I will be so disappointed, Like, I would hate if, because of that backlash, they make this not canon, they completely wreck on it. I think it's going to happen eventually, like I said earlier, but I think I'd be very annoyed by that, because it feels like that's a part of Doctor Who history, and when you're rewatching Series 12 again, I'd just be like thinking, what was the point of this? Why did they need to do this? As well as that, the Chibnall era I just considered an absolute mess, because I was grabbed by the Timeless Child story arc in Series 12, and if they retcon that, then what's the point? The Chibnall era is all over the place, not sure of what decisions it's going to take, it's not confident, it's not assured. And that's what worries me. I worry that this reveal won't take much effect in the future. And I also worry that Chibnall won't do anything daring next series and will go back to doing another Series 11 type thing, which would be horrid. So, at the moment, I feel like the reveal only affects the past, and that's why, if this isn't going to be explored in more detail, and if this isn't going to have proper consequences, or reasons, or sort of an effect, then what's the point? What are they achieving here? Why has Chibnall put this reveal in, which only affects the beginning, is very fan servicey, is very based on you having knowledge of the past? The Timeless Children was so fan servicey, and would have lost a lot of casual audiences, which is strange. But it's strange because Series 11 tried hard to try and gain that casual audience, and yet again failed. But it's just I feel like it needs to have some sort of consequence, some sort of reason. Otherwise, it will only affect the past. It will still be there and anger a lot of people, as it would inevitably do whatever it was, because this era always does. But I just really hope Chibnall doesn't screw this up. I really hope he makes there be a reason behind his decision, and I hope that The Timeless Child has great effect in the future. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I've been Lewis Moon. I'll be back tomorrow from... what time? Not really a time, but I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be reviewing The Ark in Space on my random model reviews. So tune in then. I hope I can see you there. Stay safe all. Goodbye.